Hi, everybody. How are you? Thanks for coming. Please welcome Wisdom Seeker Joan. Hi, Joan. How are you today?
I'm great, and how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Happy
Wonderful.
Monday, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to say hello to everybody in the chat. I see Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts. Hi, Indigo Jaguar. Hi, Prachi D is here, and Gina M is here, and the Crone Zone is here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. So we'll be answering your questions for, I think I pinned it at the top there. Um, uh, you know, messages from loved ones, messages from pets that have crossed over. If you want a spirit guide message, and or if you just want a general reading, you can just can I get a reading? We can do like a psychic reading for you as well. I've noticed that there's a lot of people that listen and they're not really sure what to ask, and they just want to try it. And so yeah, if you just want a reading, please feel free to pop in and say that as well. Very good. So, how's your day going, Joan?
It's going swimmingly, which is appropriate. I think I'll tell people where I am. I am on a vacation in northern Mexico, in San Carlos, Mexico. This is a place my late husband and I used to come to quite a bit. So I'm coming down here to sprinkle some of his ashes in some of the spots that we remember. And I'm trying to be very careful about what I do because I'm traveling alone. And I just had this one story about what happened this morning that I thought might be instructive.
Oh, we
I
love your stories.
I went out kayaking. I tried yesterday, but the waves are too big and it bounced me right out of the ocean. So I did it today and it was great. And I was so pumped up. I would thought, great, that was wonderful. And it was still like crack of dawn in the morning when I get up. And so I thought, well, I want to try the stand-up paddleboard now because the waves, there's no waves. It's just really flat water, and this will be just easy to do. But I checked with the pendulum first and asked, would it be in my best interest to do this? And it said no. And so being kind of me, it's like, well, why? Would I get hurt? No. Would I have fun doing it? Yes. Well, if I would have fun and I wouldn't get hurt, would I be safe? Yes, if I did it now. But would it be in my best interest? No. So I couldn't figure it out. And I was kind of disappointed because I was all revved up to go paddleboarding. But I decided, no, better listen. There's other days to do this. And so I didn't. Instead, a little later, I walked up the beach and I tried snorkeling. And on the way, on the walk up the beach, I met this lovely young woman and her daughter. And they were saying, so do you snorkel? Where do you snorkel around here? Can you suggest some places? And I'm traveling by myself and said, well, I've got lots of places I could show you. And I tried to describe a couple, and I might have met someone that we might go snorkeling together, and which is really a big thing for me because I'm here all by myself, and I wouldn't have met her and even had that nice interaction if I hadn't listened to spirit. So I'm I'm trying to pay attention and not just go with exactly what I want to do at the at the moment. So that I thought that might be helpful to other people too.
Wow. Wow. They do nudge us every day, and we feel as though it's our own decision making, but it's not always just our own decision making. It's spirit nudging us. I also had spirit nudge me, and I can't, I actually was thinking of it when you were talking, but I can't recall. It was just something very mundane. I think it was at work today. I was going to give one of my coworkers a piece of mail that came in, and he was out on Friday. So today I was going to go over to his office, and I just had the feeling that I should just wait for this mail, for the mail for today, Monday. And it usually comes late towards the end of my day. So I did follow that, just that inkling, just that like intuition. And most almost all of the mail that was in the mailbox today was for this guy as well. And I'm like, isn't that funny that I had that feeling? And so it's these little things that we pay attention to that
Yeah,
kind of reminds us to keep paying attention.
yeah, definitely. And to, in my case, especially get outside of your ego and really listen to spirit.
Yeah.
And don't you
Yeah.
think it's when you have those little things and acknowledge and abide by those, then more it kind of opens you up for more. Definitely.
Yes, absolutely, because you get accustomed to what it feels like, and and just the tiny little rewards. It's they build on one another. They sort
Yeah.
of build. They build that trust. They build that knowing. They build that. Oh, I hadn't thought about spirits guiding me about mail. Hadn't thought about, but they guide us all the time, and they often guide us through our own bodies, like through our a gut feeling,
Yeah.
or maybe like an indigestion, or a little bit of nausea. Like that's spirit telling you something. Not it's developing that discernment that's really
Right.
key. So I just like to say, welcome. Viviani is here. Butterfly Kisses Healing is here. Flowing is here. Hurricane Force One is here. Hi. False Teeth Real Tarot is here. Sherry Kirk. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Really awesome. Thank you. And looks like somebody on Facebook gave us a care emoji. But you know what? I'm not sure I can see you. For some reason, I thought I fixed it. Let me just refresh. Yes, I see it. And it's Tony. Hi, Tony. Thank you very much for that emoji. That was really sweet. So, hi, Tony. Welcome. And Tony, if you are still here, if you can, just put a little chat. I'm trying to make sure that the chat is also coming through. Um, oh my gosh. Wow. You guys, please bear with me. There's a lot of people here and asking questions. Excellent. All right. So, are we ready to go? Oh, I see Tony's given me a heart. Somebody's given me a heart on Facebook. Thank you very
Beautiful.
much. I'm not sure if the chat is coming through. Somebody could give me a little chat. Actually, you know what? Let me see. Give me 1 second, you guys. I know that it's a pain. I just going to test this myself.
Well,
Um,
Jean's doing that. I'll just remind you that
oh my
yesterday,
gosh! Wow. It's sorry. That's me picking it up.
Jean was on with the ladies of the Crone Zone and had a really wonderful session. And if you were, I'm sure many of you were there, but if you weren't, like I was only there for a few minutes, but that's on my uh, number one with a star or something to go back and listen to it. I understand it was really powerful. And I really can't wait to go back and listen to that.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we did a shamanic journey to find or to meet our power animals. So let me just see if I can let me remove this, unpin, and questions are closed.
Thank you,
Actually,
Jean
you know
Ann.
what? You know what? I'm not going to close questions. I think we're just going to go with the flow, because I have a feeling there's somebody that might want to ask a question a little bit later, especially because Facebook is taking a little longer. Okay, Karen Smith, thank you very much. She gave me a note here. Let me see. Karen Smith, I see you. Thank you very much for helping me with that test. So that is confirming that I'm just going to leave the questions open. So let's go and see. I see Prachi D is asking to she recently started her job. Will I grow there since I like it? Um, and like it since I've been hired
Okay.
on contract for now.
All right. Prachi D and her job.
Ooh, I'm getting a very loud tone in my right ear. Isn't that interesting? It's a new way.
Hmm. I'm right away, I saw some flowers blooming. I can't even tell exactly what kind they are, but I think that means that you will be blossoming in this job. But then it turned into sort of like a negative. I'm not like a negative experience, but a negative, like a old-fashioned photo negative. That's so, okay, Spirit, what does this mean? The flowers are still there and they're still in bloom. Okay, you might see it from a different perspective after a while, but it still looks like a place where you can blossom.
So it looks like you're going to stay on contract work, but you're going to do very well as a contractor, which, there's a lot of perks and benefits to contract work. There's not a boss breathing down your throat. There's nobody like tapping their foot waiting for you to punch the clock. And, there's a lot of perks to contract work. You are free to freelance for with other people and have other jobs and do different things. There's a lot of pros and cons to contract work. So yeah, so it looks like they do see your value and that you would do very well there, and stay as a contractor. Good for you. Thank you, Prachi, for your question. Ron, unconditional love is here, Joan.
Hi,
He's saying
Ron.
he's
Hi,
saying
Ron. It's so good to have you there. Now, okay, now we can kind of relax because Ron is here. Everything's going to be well.
I love when he addresses us personally. I think that's so lovely. I know that everybody here does, but there's very special loving energy. He brings like the angels in with him for sure. You're welcome, Prachi D. All right, so let's see who is next. Hi, T Barb. All right, just looking for the next one. Question Lark has. Any additional information? Okay, so I'm not sure that Joan had the first part, Lark. Um, hmm. So Lark Kepper is actually, I don't know if I recall specifically. Lark, would you be able to give us a little bit more information? I can't remember if you were working on a project or what the connection was to Nikola Tesla. Any additional information? I don't know. What do you think, Joan? Do you think that you can maybe?
I'll see what I get. I'm just going in blind, but that's kind of
Right,
what I do all the time anyhow.
right.
Okay. Lark Kemper and Nikolai Tesla.
So I'm getting that it's important to verify or cross-check the information as you're getting it in, like write it down and work out the numbers, work out the formulas, work out do some research and see if anybody else has this theory out there. I'm just getting to validate, cross-check, and to verify.
What I saw, and I don't know how helpful this will be. I saw a hand reaching out, and in it was some sort of mechanical contraption, and it was made of metal, and it had something spinning in it, and it was cranked on the side. And and the hand was. I'm hoping that this was Tesla, was cranking it, and the message was, "It's there. It's right in front of you." And then it turned vertical as opposed to it was being cranked this way and then it was this way. So I think if anything, the message would be sure to look at things from all perspectives. You may think it might feel like, okay, this is exactly, the crank's on the side here, it needs to go this way. But whatever it is, whatever this project is, turn it on its side, look at it all from all perspectives, and you might get some new insights.
Wow, very
I
good.
hope that was helpful.
That was great,
Sounds
Joan.
exciting working with Tesla. Cool.
I know. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's go back over here. And Flowing says, oh, Flowing is here. Hi, Flowing. Thanks for coming. May I get a message from my grandfather, Filiberto? Sure. Thanks, Flowing.
Okay. He showed me, first I kind of saw him flying, and then I saw him pulling something apart, like really doors that are stuck. The background was white, and he's opening it up, and he puts his head through and said, "I'm keeping an eye on you." And what else was the message? And then I don't know if he looked like Albert Einstein. We're dealing with 20th century scientists here now, but he looked to me like Albert Einstein, but he was projecting that to you and saying she's a smart one.
Oh, wow.
So he's watching over you, and he knows how intelligent you are. And anything else on this, Filberto? He just loves you. She has what it takes. So lots of love.
Oh, that's lovely, Flowing. Really lovely. So what I kind of picked up was that he was a little cranky, a little like sort of like, "Rah, what do you, why you know, what do you need now?" Like sort of like he has a little bit of a crankiness to him. Like his bark is worse than his bite. So he's a little cranky and he'll whine at you and complain or say that that music's too loud. They didn't throw my paper the way close enough to the door. Like he seems like he would be a little loud with his complaining, and but he was absolutely had a heart of gold. um, Let me just see if he has a message for you. He's just showing me his persona, I guess. He really embraced being an old man. I think like he was like a stereotypical old man. He really played that part well. And I think either that or this is how you remember him. This is where, because you didn't know him as when he was younger, this is how you remember him as an old man. um, but he's just showing me that part of him. Okay, Filiberto, what is your message for Flowing? He's showing me that you're driving, that you have you're on the right road, and that you are steering down the right path. He's showing me you driving, and that you know where you're going, you know where you're headed. And he said that we're in the car with you. We're in the car with you, and the car is filled with your loved ones, and that we're all on this journey with you. Wow, really neat. Really neat visual, because it was like an old jalopy. I don't know why he showed me an old jalopy, like one of those long kind of cars in the 30s or 40s with the kind where they used to jump on the runner boards or something. And it had, I'm not sure what kind of car it was, but he showed me that they were filled in the car with you.
That might make sense because Flowing said at what I have is 343. I never met him. He died when my dad was 12. So that car might have been of his period.
Right. I see that. Thank you, Flowing, for the feedback. And she says, I know him in spirit since I was a child. Wow. Interesting. Wow. Very nice. And she said, yes, I feel him. Thank you, Grandpa. He lets me know that what is coming.
Beautiful. Wow, that's great.
Good for you, Flowing.
Oh,
Excellent.
how wonderful to have that relationship with him when he had died long before you were born. You know, those connections are there. That's beautiful. Thank you for telling us that.
Very
I'm getting
good.
all misty about that.
Aw. Thank you, Flowing. That was a very strong message that everybody is feeling. Very good. All right, let's see who we have. Okay, Nancy Smith is here. Hi, Nancy. Thank you very much for your question. And she said, I would love a message from my guides or spirit family. So let's see what we can bring through for Nancy. They're telling me to that it's important, or it may be wise for you to listen for sounds. There may be sounds and just frequencies, and that you'll be noticing like the different earth frequencies, that you may be able to pick up these sounds. Not sure if you're clairaudient, but you may be able to pick up certain sounds, and it's mostly like frequencies, tones, and vibrations, and not necessarily words or human communications. It's more like a frequency, an energy, a vibration that they want you to listen for. Isn't that interesting?
Hmm.
She said, you're right. She's clairaudient. Wow.
I got right away my heart chakra lit up, and then I saw this magnificent waterfall. And it wasn't like a huge, Victoria Falls or Niagara Falls, but not that high, but wide. And it seemed to go on for, a great width. And then I'm seeing this kind of through a woods with branches in the side, and the message seemed to be, um, um, be in nature, the love of nature, and being in touch with earth energy will just keep things flowing for you in a very beautiful way, and not in a frightening, overwhelming way, but it's just an amazingly beautiful scene of flowing. Abundance is coming, and I think that the key to it seems to be, through, of course, through love, and as it's expressed through nature.
Yep. She said she needs to get outside and be with trees and water.
Good, good, good. Well, I'm sorry, I'm just telling you things you already know, but they're emphasizing it.
Wow. It's a good reminder sometimes. Sometimes, especially like with is we hear the messages, but we don't really act on them. And then when we get the validation or we hear it from somebody else, it's like, okay, now that means I have to, make a change. All right. All right. Very good. All right. So I have Sindel. Sindel Meads is here. Hi, Sindel. Thanks for coming. She says, I'd love a message from Spirit, please. I applied for a job and done tests and now want to know if I will get it.
Okay.
Thanks for your question, Sindel. Will Sindel get the job that she applied for and tested for? Will Sindel get this job that she applied for by the end of December 2022? It's really quiet. Will Sindel get this job by the end of November 2022? Will Sindel get a different job by the end of 2022? Is it a job that she already applied for before this one? It looks like it's not saying that anything definite, and it does say that you're going to be getting a job, but it doesn't look like you've applied for it yet. Unfortunately, that's what I'm getting. Are you getting something similar, Joan?
I got that she's going to get this one and that
Okay.
she'll like it. And then I tuned in and saw someone, like in New York when they're spinning pizza on their really fast above their head, that it's going to be very fast paced and lots of things up in the air all the time and maybe a little frenetic, but that you're good at it and that you'll like it.
She prayed for this one.
Well,
Well, we're
let's,
wishing you all the best, Sindel, and please come back and let us know. And it's
yeah.
okay. She said she dreamt of November. I
Ah,
do I do get you getting a job in November by the end of November, but I don't she but I don't see it may not be matching up with this one. So
okay, let me double check. Mine's kind of stuck. But that's good news that by no end of November, one way or another, you'll be in a job that you'll like.
yeah, excellent. Thank you very much, Sindel. I appreciate you asking your question all the way from Facebook, and I've got that kink worked out. Yay. So let's go over. I see Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts, and this is Heather. And she said, may I have a message from my great grandmother, Magdalena? Magdalena? Yeah, McConnell. I never got to meet her, and she passed when I was 2.
Okay.
Aw. Oh, I told myself I wasn't going to make that sound.
It's a fine sound.
Magdalena for Heather.
Okay, what's the message, Magdalena?
I'm getting that she went through some tough times, that she is and was a very hard worker, and that things were slower and there weren't as many demands and it was much quieter. You had a smaller circle, but she's saying that the effort to get through day to day was lots of chores and lots of labor. She's saying, but the challenges that you are going through at this time is different. You have a lot of modern conveniences and things to make your day easier, but you have much more to contend with because your circle is much wider. And she's saying that that she was able to get through it, and you just keep your she's saying, like, keep your head down and focus on what's in front of you. Don't try not to look too far ahead or wonder how things are going to turn out. Just focus what's in front of you, what you have your hands on, what your task of the day is, and not to get too overwhelmed with too much. Take it one day at a time. How about you, Joan?
Sorry, there's a helicopter going by right at eye level outside. Can you? I hope you can hear it, but okay.
Oh,
Okay, before that, I saw her in an old fashioned dress, and when you were a baby, she's showing me she was rocking you as a baby, and then as a toddler, she was bouncing you up and down as a toddler, uh, and that she it was all about movement and all about kind of hands on, and so she's saying that she's continued to be there and be hands on with you, and of course, it all started out with a vibrant feeling in my heart chakra that she's sending you love. But she, throughout all these little glimpses, she was still like in an old fashioned costume. And she then was saying, remember the old ways, but only the old ways. Keep in touch with the old ways that make sense for you, not like wearing the hat that I'm wearing or these old clothes. That's just transitory. But there are um, things from the old ways, the love of family, the good food she's showing me. Keep in touch with some of those things that will um, help ground you and help you remember who you are as part of the family of your biological family, but also of the family of humans too. So if there, I hope that that makes some sense to you.
Yeah, she said that she told her mother that she was a special child. That's really, really neat. That's
That's
really neat.
beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah, they can feel it. They can definitely feel it. Well, thank you, Indigo. I really appreciate you asking your question. And actually, let's go with Karen Smith. She would love a message from Spirit, please. Thank you,
Okay.
Karen.
Um, I got right away, my third eye lit up and I heard, "She's got the power." Doom, 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 whatever song that is, that they are emphasizing that you've got the vision and and you should follow it, because the next thing I saw was you kind of like, maybe it was because I was snorkeling this morning, but it was like you were swimming in darkness, but you were following your vision. So that's and it was kind of, there's spark, it looks almost like going through a night sky with the stars or something. But just hold fast to your vision and do what you can to develop those um, that third eye sense.
Excellent. Very good. Well, Karen, what I received for you was they were showing me like a rocket, but it wasn't a rocket that you would see at NASA. It was like a rocket that you would see, sort of like a toy rocket that had like the feet where it sat down, and it was sort of like a little more of an egg shape. And they're just showing me that you are going to be taking off, that you have a lot of power, um, a lot of thrust behind you. You have a lot of ingenuity, and you're very clever. And they're just telling me that you're going to be taking off, and and you have a lot of confidence. I feel as though you have a lot of confidence. Let me just see what else. I feel that you talk pretty quick, pretty fast, and you talk a little bit very confidently. You have a lot to say. You're good with sort of like customer service, kind of a you could talk to anybody anywhere and help them. You're very helpful to people, and you would be good at helping people. You would be good like as a nurse or as a teacher or something like this. You have the quality, the resources, and the power behind you. You have like a presence behind you. You have like this force, but it's all for good. It's all to help people. Like you're fighting for a cause, and you have a genuine, pure heart. It's really lovely, Karen.
Yeah.
Very lovely. So if there's any feedback on that, Karen, if you can validate. Oh, here she is.
She is,
She
yeah.
said, I'm in the dark. Oh, the dark night of the soul, but I know it so well. Thank you. Uh, uh,
Great. It's
it's
the
the
clarity I
charity. Oh, is it charity or clarity? Was she saying charity? It looks like, right?
bet you she meant the clarity.
Okay. Very
I hope
good. Yeah.
everything works out. Those are difficult times. Yes, we know about the dark night of the soul. But I'm glad that you understand that this too shall pass, and you've got what it takes to get through this, dear.
Yeah, and that's the thrust that I see behind you. Right after the dark night of the soul is the awakening, is the opening, is the opportunity. So right on the other side of this, you'll be moving forward. Um, yeah, with lots of gusto.
Yeah, we wish you
You're
the very
welcome.
best.
Uh, good, good for
Great.
you. Well, thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's see. We have Valerie. Valerie Angel is here, and she said, I'd love a message from my grandmother, Geneva, or Nanny.
Okay.
Grandmother Geneva for Valerie.
I wonder if she was a really good baker or someone who expressed her love by through food, because she's showing me lots of kind of intricate baked goods. I'm not even sure what to call them. Okay. Anything else, grandmother? Okay, what's this mean? I'm getting an image of a circle with uh, a hole in the middle, like a disc with a hole in the middle, and people are hanging on to that the middle, even though like it's spinning around. It started slowly and it's spinning around, and everyone's hanging on to this hole in the middle. And so, what does this mean, grandmother? Enjoy the ride. It's things can feel out of control sometimes, but just realize that if you think of it as an adventure, even some of the scary times that are scary, and it seems like things are moving fast, um, you can get through them. It's your attitude and your approach toward things, how you frame it in your mind, can turn a frightening and scary situation into something that, if not fun, is at least tolerable and and you know that it's like a circus ride that the or a carnival ride that it's going to end, and then you'll have that experience with you to take forward, and it'll kind of make you see how strong you really are.
Wow. She said she loved food, especially pies.
Okay.
Yeah, good. And Valerie, what I was getting is a very particular woman, meaning that she loved her little pearl earrings that I don't know if she twisted them on, the clip-ons, but she wore her pearl earrings. She wore her pearls. She had her little brooch. She had her little sweater. She had, like, it seemed like she had everything was just so, um, and always looked nice, always very specific and very particular. Like she was neat, tidy, um, particular, had her own way. She would eat very little. She was very polite, and she just seemed to have this particular um, kind of a look to her and a way about her. Um, Valerie, if you could let me know if this is the right grandmother for you, Geneva. And let me see if that means anything. Hi, Lady Soul. Let me see.
Hi, Lady
Let
Soul.
me let me go ahead and get a message. She's saying that you are loved, that we are here. We haven't missed a beat. We're watching over you, sending you signs. I'm not sure if you get signs. She said she's sending you and the family signs that they're orchestrating things from the other side, that there's little nuances that they can drop in, little blessings that they can drop in. So I'm not sure if you see birds or if you see fine dimes or something like this, but there's little blessings that she's able to drop into your lap. And then she's also showing me small little violets, like the small little purple flowers, but they're very dainty, but they're very prized. Like she didn't like want abundance or just, you know, anything at the five and dime. She liked only one thing, and it's just this particular thing. She was very particular. She wasn't I don't know how else to explain that type of energy, but she's saying that the very small little violets, and she loved like the little bunches of violets, and that's sort of like the only thing that she loved. She didn't want every flower in the world. It was like something very particular, very precise. This is the energy that I'm picking up from her. All right. I'm not seeing Valor. Oh, here she is. She's saying that does
Yeah.
sound like her, loved by many. Okay, good. Well, thank you, Valerie, very much for asking your question and stopping by the show today. We appreciate that. So let me see. Um, I have, oh, she also said she was a brilliant and sweet woman. That makes sense. Thank you, Valerie. See, if I put my glasses on, I can see more. Ah, okay. Earth Angel. Thank you, Earth Angel. Thanks for the caps. She says, any messages from guides or angels or Grandma Blanche? So today seems, yeah,
Grandma Day.
whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Thanks, Earth Angel. I'm hearing that they want you to rely on your intuition, rely on yourself, that you have what it takes. You know the right answers, and you're just looking for validation. There's not a lot of trust that you have with your own intuition or your own actions or behavior or decisions. And I'm getting this from your guides and angels, that you to trust yourself when you make a decision, make it all the way. Not to just like dip your toe into things. If you want to make a decision, they're saying keep going forward, don't hesitate, don't wonder, don't fear, keep going forward, because if you hesitate, you may miss that opportunity. They are placing opportunities in your path, and they just want you to go for it. If it's not the right thing, then something else will come up and steer you in a different direction. And it's the only thing that's lost is the opportunity if you don't do it. So if you do it, there's nothing lost. And they're saying trust yourself, make a decision, and move forward. Keep moving forward, even if it's not the right thing. We'll put something else in your path so that you can go to the right direction. But they don't want you to hesitate anymore, and trust yourself.
It's funny. I can interpret what I got as dovetailing with what you got, Jean. Right away, I saw we're outside at night, and you are at the back of a projector, like an old-fashioned reel-to-reel movie projector. You flip it on, and all of a sudden, the light opens up the darkness, and here is this massive, massive picture up in the sky of some Roman god, like from just his head. And I don't know my Roman gods, but Janus came to me. I don't know. But it's and the message seemed to be, what you were saying, imagine it, go for it. It's there. It says, yes, we know that this is on, the self-doubt part is like, yeah, but really, if I turn this off, it's going to go away. Well, it's here right now. So believe in it and go for it and get whatever you can from it. And it's also a kind of about manifesting what you want. Eh, um, there's so much self-doubt saying, well, is this really real? Is this really going to work or whatever? Just like when you go to a movie, they say you have to suspend your disbelief that, someone can fly or whatever they're putting out there. Suspend your disbelief and just believe it. Just do it. So I think we both got sort of go for it messages for you, Earth Angel.
Absolutely. How interesting. How interesting. All the best to you, Earth Angel, and thank you very much for your question and for your caps. That was really lovely.
That
All
helps.
right, so Carol is here and she said I would love a reading. So let's see what we can
Wonderful.
get from the Cece says she says Carol is her name. So
Okay.
thanks for coming by, Carol. Nice to see you.
I'm seeing vegetables. I'm seeing carrots and broccoli. And then I'm seeing a bunny rabbit. So, Spirit, what does this mean for Carol? Is this about her diet? No, this is about doing doing what comes naturally. Like the rabbits are drawn to carrots or to vegetables, and so follow. Don't fight it. Don't fight the things that you're drawn to, the things that are good for you. If you're having some doubts about a path to take, kind of be like the animals that they kind of have a knowing of what's good for them and what's not, and they'll go through anything. Those rabbits, they'll go through fences or like deer or whatever to get what they want. So if you're going for, if there's something you want, do a test or ask Spirit, this feels like this is something I want. Is this right for me? And if you get a positive on that, just really do what it takes to go for it, because it's meant for you. Sorry, that's kind of
Wow.
general, but I hope it makes some sense to you.
Very good. Very good. Carol says, I eat lots of veggies and not much meat. So good. Thank you, Carol.
Good.
Let's see if there's anything else. Yes, I eat like a rabbit.
Rabbit food.
Okay. So let me just I did get something for Carol, and what I got was they were showing me that you have you've achieved many goals in your life, and you are very fortunate and grateful, and you are very spiritually minded, open minded, and you are sort of on a quest, on a query, and you feel as though I feel like maybe you really like follow the angels, you really follow the spirit guide messages. And I'm not sure if you know Suzanne Giesman, but sort of like this type of energy is what I'm feeling. Like you have interest, you have knowings, and you are in a place in your life where everything is working out well for you. But you're sort of like looking around thinking, am I missing something? What could I be missing? Is there something else that it's sort of just something keeps pulling you back in. Like, I need to find out a little bit more. I need to find out what I don't know. I need to hear um, more people giving messages to see if things resonate with me or not. Like, it's almost like you have an interest, like your day-to-day life is status quo, everything's working out fine, you're very comfortable, there's not any kind of a urgent matter in your life, yet there is this yearning, there is this calling that you keep being called back to. um, So that is what I'm getting. So she says, yes, indeed, I'm right on the money. I'm very spiritual and everything is going good. You know what I'm thinking? Well, you said.
That's great.
Wow. Thank you very
Excellent.
much for validating that. And I think you're in the right place. We have a wonderful community here, and there's so many readers that come in and out, and all the people in the chat as well. Just thank you. And I'm not sure if you're in our community already. You probably are, but yeah, excellent, very good. You're welcome. She says thank you. Well, thank you for your validation, Cece. It was
Yeah.
really nice meeting you. And you're something's on the stove. You got to go get it. I'm kidding. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so I did see somebody else up here. Let me see. I had it marked so that I wouldn't miss it. You guys are really here it is. Esther is here. Esther Farrell. Any messages from guides and angels, please? Esther, welcome. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you. Sorry. Carol's making me laugh. Esther Farrell. Esther. I'm getting that you may be feeling a little bit nervous or a little bit uh, you may have a little bit of not necessarily fear, but you're not sure what is safe and what isn't safe. Like you're still trying to feel out, what part of it is safe uh, to look into and find out about and learn more about, and what part that you may need to stay away from. And you've heard a lot of cautionary warnings about spirituality and not meditation, but like people bringing through guides and stuff, and they say, "Be careful, watch out." There's tricksters out there, which there are, and this is very important for you to learn your discernment. But and I would definitely recommend proceeding with caution and using just using your gut instinct. Um, Sometimes we can be led astray and listen to something that maybe sounds good for the first couple of times, and then you may hear something that you're like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound loving. It doesn't sound like it comes from a beautiful divine voice, and just use your own discernment. Um, and yeah, but welcome, and thanks for coming by. Um, and I just feel as though you'll find your way. You'll find your way. Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what I was seeing at first, but it was, like on a loom. I forget if it's the warp or the weft, the strings that go the long way, and they look the same on every rug or every whatever that you do. They were all there. They're all in place. It's like the groundwork. And now it's time for you to weave the horizontal ones through. And this is what makes all the difference. It's the type of yarn or thread that you use and the pattern that you make. It might go so far and then you put in a different color, and it's like your framework is there. It's like you're looking at a blank canvas because you've done such a good job up to now, and it's sturdy and it's ready, and it's time for you to use your own vision, your own creativity to make this life of yours uniquely your own work of art. You're to create it from here on out, because you've done a good job making this solid framework, and now it's time to do your thing and bring some, what did it say? There we are. Did you kind of okay, must be my connection down here. People disappeared for a little bit. But I'm hoping that that's helpful for you.
Excellent. Excellent. You were looking to see what you said, and we didn't hear that part. Did you read what you said? Oh, I think you're frozen again, Joan. I don't know. There you are. Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
Did you read what you said on the paper? You said you were just finishing
Oh,
Esther's reading.
okay. It said the framework is there. It's time to fill it in with your own ideas and creativity and individuality.
Because, hang on a second. I think you're going in and out. We're getting close to the end. So,
There,
uh,
I think
I
doing so
think
well.
you're, I think you're fading. May just be a busy time on bandwidth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what was
If
the
it
very
happens,
end? The very end of that?
oh, that didn't come through either.
Oh, it keeps stopping. Aw, Joan. Type it in. Type it in, Joan. Aw.
Your life is a work of art. That's what those were
Okay.
the last words.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
apologize for this.
That's okay. We're reaching an hour, and we would just like to say thank you very much to everybody that came by. We're sorry that we didn't get to everybody's questions, and Esther is saying thank you, beautiful ladies. You're very welcome, Esther. All the best to you. And we'd just like to say thank you, Joan, for coming to us all the way from down south and on your trip. It was lovely, and all the best to you, Joan. Keep in touch,
Will do.
and we'll be back real soon. Keep Joan. Do you have any plans on where you will be next?
No, I think especially given the technical difficulties, I'm not. Well, I'll probably be at with Allie on Thursday night with Meet the Mediums.
Allie from Heart and
Heart
Soul
and Soul
Connected
Connected.
on Thursday nights. She has wonderful psychics and mediums there. Please go on over there and check her out. She's on Facebook as well. It's called Heart and Soul Connected. She has beautiful readers over there on Thursday. I think she starts around 5:30 Eastern, which is 2:30 Pacific. So all right. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for all the moderators and all the
Yes.
lovely support from everybody in the community. We really appreciate you being here. So have a great night. Take
Mwah.
care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.
Bye.